So, hello,
Hi.
Mr. Shabham Saraff. Can you just tell us a bit more
Sure.
about who you are
hmm
and in what field are you expert, and why are you here today?
Thank you. I've been working about in the space of AI for about 11 years now. I'm a computer science engineer, started as a researcher, worked on how we can cure neurological disorders like stuttering and stammering using AI, which was awarded in London in 2017. Ended up presenting my second research, which was how we can impart emotional intelligence in autonomous systems at Cambridge. And then I presented my research at Harvard University in 2018. Right after that, I got the opportunity to serve on the board of the Technology Networks Committee of the IET, where we were advising on future technology policies, and then became the advisor to a couple of venture capital and private equity firms who were making deep tech investments. In that process, ended up becoming the advisor to the managing director to one of the largest listed fintech companies in India for 3 years. And then I went for my master's to Oxford, where I was the chairperson of the Technology Business Network. Right after all of this, multiple opportunities on the way, which could have been in the UK, shifted to the US for working towards my next venture. But I decided to go back to India and work with the large listed enterprises on truly deploying artificial intelligence in different departments of their organization. Along with that, work with pseudo government agencies on bringing population scale digital public infrastructure, which allows for technology to percolate to every citizen of the country and be able to take such technology outside of the country. And also, we make some investments in certain companies and startups which are doing fairly well. And today, I'm here in Mauritius to speak at the MT Connect event, uh, predominantly to talk about how Mauritius can be a bridge between India and wider Asia with Africa, where Mauritius technology, Mauritius Telecom, the Mauritian government can play a role in making this a financial, economical, digital technology, and a digital public infra bridge for African continent altogether.
Advisor for many organizations in terms of artificial intelligence. So, for a little economy, developing one like Mauritius, what are the key leverages, the key actions that need to be taken by 2020, 2030 for Mauritius to become this AI powered country?
Wow, that's a brilliant question. When we've been working with different organizations globally, we realize there are some things which are extremely critical, and the parameter for each organization is very different. Some organizations build it upon capital and talent, which is what large enterprises or large countries do. But countries like Mauritius have a very strategic, like a very large strategic advantage, which is it sits at a geographical proximity right between Asia and Africa. So the role that Mauritius can play is twofold. One, for its own people by providing digital public infrastructure, which can be AI enabled. It's possible because of AI enabled today. The DPI can be provided across the entire country in a very short time. It does not require 3 years to create this infrastructure within the country. It can happen in short periods like 9 to 12 months and give about this artificial intelligence capability that Mauritius develops for itself by importing it from different countries like Asia and give it out to the entire African continent. This is something that's very easily possible.
Now, coming to the private sector and
Mhm.
the private organizations and enterprises, many Mauritian enterprises are still facing a lot of difficulties into implementing artificial intelligence at large scale. What do you, for you, as an expert, is the reason behind these issues and these barriers, and what is to be made for the private sector to integrate artificial intelligence in an intelligent and sustainable way?
It's a it's the need of the hour, right? Which is organizations. There's a logical evolution that every organization goes through. It's happened in cycles every decade. AI isn't a force fit or an integration that organizations need to bring about. It's a logical, systemic evolution, similar to how computers were, internet was, and AI is going to be. And hence, leaders at these private organizations need to look at this not from a marketing label perspective or not from a perspective of just having a customer service bot attached to their organization. That's not going to be the true use of AI. AI, like how we do it, is we assess for large enterprises, assess each different vertical of the organization. What if the same organization had to be rebuilt for the first time in an AI native world? Then what would be the systemic changes in that particular department? How would the cold chain logistic work differently given the understanding of artificial intelligence today? And then we introduce simply digitization, AI, blockchain, or any other future ready tech that can be a needle mover in that particular segment. If it's not a needle mover, if it just is going to be a force fit or a customary, a bell and whistle kind of an addition, then that's not where we should potentially put in artificial intelligence. Hence, my recommendation to every single private/public organization in Mauritius would be that evaluate each different element and department in your own organization to see how would this organization work differently given today's tech capabilities. And you would realize that in some scenarios, the entire SOP or the way of operating for that business in that particular segment can change and lead to much reduced costs and effort if you utilize today's tech and make it AI native. And that's how it can become truly intelligent and not just for marketing reasons.
So you are an advocate of human-centered AI,
Oh, wow, you know that.
sustainable AI. So how today do we implement artificial intelligence without actually impoverish the human capital?
Human capital is only going to grow and do what it's meant to do in the right shape and form a lot more as we progress than what we do today. A lot of activity that we do today as humans is not designed or not made for us to do. How much ever I love F1, I love Lewis Hamilton. I think Lewis, myself, and Toto Wolff, all of us are bad drivers because we don't have 360-degree vision. We don't have amazing reaction times, and we don't have radar systems to assess the movement of other objects around our space. But that's completely capable by AI systems today. And similarly, but even though those systems exist, hundreds and thousands of humans are driving on a daily basis for hours every day. Human capital is being used for an activity which we have not designed for, similar to the way that humans were used to build the pyramids long back. And that does not mean that we did not require cranes and tractors to lift loads, just like humans did long back. Just how technology elevates human capabilities in the past, from mobility to lifting weight to rockets. AI is simply taking away certain tasks which were repetitive, which were never designed for humans to do. But we ended up doing it because we had no other way. AI will have to come into a repetitive action, computational action which is required to do at scale. Humans will have to play the role of putting irrational thought, creative thought, and innovative thought in a combination which can allow for direction to the artificial intelligence systems. It's going to make our life a lot more abundant, a lot more valuable and impactful compared to how we today utilize human capital.
Thank you. That's all for me.
Thank you.